Hi everyone, this is going to be a demo on submitting the College of Education MACA application for applying to the Post-Baccalaureate Certificate in Special Education. So what you see here on the screen is the homepage when you go to macale.coe.hawaii.edu. This is a beta version, meaning it just allows me to give a demo without saving any of my information. So if something looks slightly different, it'll just be really minor, but the process should be the same. So first of all, if this is your first time applying to UH and you don't yet have a UH email address, then that's fine. You can go down here to the bottom and create an account using your own personal email address. What it'll do is it'll email you a verification, and then you can click on it, and from that point forward, you can use your personal email and password to log in. If you already have an active UH email address, then go ahead and just click on the UH username and password, and that's another way that you can enter into the application. What's nice about this system is that you don't have to complete the application in one setting. You can always save it and come back and finish it at another time. I'm going to go ahead and use my personal email. Okay, so when you start, if it's your first time, it'll automatically start a new application for you. However, if you've applied in the past, so I've done a lot of demos, you'll see them here and you can just go down to the bottom and say start a new journey. So for this program, we are looking at a post-baccalaureate certificate, and you want to make sure you choose the post-baccalaureate certificate special education. We do have two other certificate programs, one for Gen Ed Elementary and Gen Ed Secondary, but the one that you're applying for is the special education certificate. All right, so first we're going to make sure that it's the correct program, so push start. Make sure that the fall semester is showing up, that it is a licensure program. The only thing you need to change on this program is if you are pursuing the severe and autism emphasis, you need to change it as your major. So it automatically is set to mild moderate, but if you're interested in the severe and autism, then be sure to make sure that you click on that. It is a statewide program, meaning it's mostly online with a couple face-to-face sessions. And so just let us know which island you're going to be pursuing this program from. And push continue. Okay, so the main thing that you're going to need to do is complete this licensure track admission checklist. So here's all the things that you need to make sure are completed in order to submit your application. So the first one is just because this is a certificate program, so it's required by the university that the certificate proves that it actually leads to something related to employment. So if you want to, you can click on this. It just shows that, yes, this is a certificate and it leads to teacher licensure, therefore you can use it to get a job. So just make sure that you've read this and you understand this and push save. And what will happen is anytime you complete one of these steps, a green check mark will appear. And you can't move forward and submit your application until all of these are checked off. So you'll want to make sure that you also submit your UH system application, which is a different demo video that's shared on the How to Apply screen. If you want to, you can also click on this link to take you there. So just make sure that you check this box once you've done that step. For bachelor's degree, just verify that yes, you either have one or you're going to be finishing it prior to starting the program. The GPA requirement for this particular program is a 2.75. If you have a 2.5 or above, you can still apply, and as long as your application is really strong, then you may be considered for admissions. However, if you have below a 2.5, it will not count and you will be denied to the program. Therefore, the recommendation is you contact our Office of Student Academic Services, who can talk to you about amnesty before applying to the program. So just say that you understand this GPA requirements and click save. Okay, so the video recorded responses is probably going to be the part that takes the longest amount of time. So what you're going to do is there's a link here. You're going to click on it and it's going to open up an external platform that we use for the interview/recorded response section of the application. What's going to happen is you're going to be given 5 to 6 pre-recorded questions from our faculty members, and all you have to do is record yourself answering the question, and each question is limited to 2 minutes long. So it's not meant to be this long, drawn-out process where you have to share a lot of things. Just answer the question. It's a way for our faculty to get to know you better, and they will also be looking at communication skills, things like that. At the end of it, because we no longer require the praxis writing exam, instead, we have embedded a 30-minute writing response at the end of the video recorded responses. You're going to be given a choice from 2 prompts to answer, and you'll write it into this system and then submit it. So you only have 30 minutes. And so, again, this is going to be looking at your oral communication as well as your written communication. So make sure you do this and complete this part before the application deadline. And once you have, you can check this box and click Save. Statement of objectives is more like a personal essay. So we have the prompt here, and you can write it in a Word document and paste it in. Just make sure you don't check this box until you're done, because once this is checked, you can't go back and edit it. So please keep it to 500 words or less and address both of these prompts right here. The next part is just asking for your resume. So what's nice is there's a link right here where you can upload your resume directly. And then if you have a hard time uploading it, you can also mail or fax it in. For your professional references, what's great is you don't need formal letters. A lot of the people that you're going to be asking to write references usually work in schools, and they're very busy. So what happens is you just put their name, their email, their phone number, and their relationship to you in this document. And when you click Save, once you check the box and click Save, they are going to actually be sent a Google form to fill out on your behalf, which is a lot easier and a lot faster for them. And so we will update you down the road how many of those have been received and if you need to follow up with anyone. But for the purposes of the application, that is all you have to do. So once you submit this information, go ahead and check the box and push Save. And lastly, repeated courses is good if your GPA is close to the 2.75 or it's below, because what will happen is our academic advisors can actually adjust your GPA if you've retaken a course and performed better. And so it'll help boost your GPA. So this is only needed if you have any kind of GPA concerns. You can list the first time you took the course and then the second time, and then they can adjust it on their end. If that's not needed, or if you have not repeated any courses, just go ahead and check the box and push Save. And that'll be it. So once all of these things are checked, this blue button next will light up, and then you can move on. But make sure that everything's done. I have this skip for testing buttons just to show you what the next part looks like. So you're not done yet. Keep going. Now you need to formally submit the application. So push Start. And this is just the final part of giving some additional information. So they're going to talk about just a heads up of things that will come later. So you will have to do fingerprinting and background clearance. You'll have to do liability insurance. You'll have to, here you're going to share your social security number, because we're going to need that in order to get the background clearance later. And you will need to get a TB clearance to be working in schools. So this is not anything you have to worry about and do right now. It's just giving you a heads up that if you're admitted, these are the things that we're going to need. So the only thing you need to actually input is your social security number. Okay, and once you push Next, it'll say confirm. Please just look over that it's the correct program, that it has the right track you're applying to, it's the right semester, and say, yes, I acknowledge that this is the correct information, and then push Submit. And that's it. It says you have successfully submitted your application. And then you can always log back in at a later time to check your application status. Applications are usually going to be sent out if you meet the priority deadline of February 1st. Typically, we can send out notifications by the end of March. If you submit by the March 1st deadline, then usually people will learn of their admissions by the end of April. But if you want to, you can constantly kind of just log in and check your application status here. So it'll show you right here if it's been received, and it'll say if anything has been updated. All right, so that's a demo. If you have any other questions or you need support, please feel free to email me at spedinfo@hawaii.edu.